Amber alert. What? Is this working? I think it's working. Just got an Amber alert, so glad nobody's here. I don't know if the sound is working. No one's here, but I'm on time. I don't know if my sound is on. Hi! Can you hear me okay? I just got 3 Amber alerts back to back. Is anybody else getting Amber? This is getting wild. I've gotten 4 Amber alerts today. Like, what is happening? I wonder if the person is like cross country, just taking kids and moving across the country. How is this view compared to the other day? Like, is this lighting better than the other lighting, or is the other lighting better? If you were here last time. That's Texas for amen. It's a mess. I need feedback. How do we like this lighting? Does my face look as good, or did it look better the other day? Nice. So how is everyone? Ow. My knees. I'm old. All good. Yes, that's Texas for you. It's a mess. It is a mess. So how is everyone? Are you driving home? What's going on? Oh, also, I learned on YouTube that I can make this bigger if I click on this. Ooh. I'm just chilling. Are you at home or are you driving? Home, driving, home, driving. So this area that I'm in, it is super quiet. So I like a little noise in the background. So I can't hear anything but myself thinking. So also, did anybody watch my video? My Colorado video? My prediction video? At home. Yeah, me too. What's the weather like where you're at? Hey, J Dot. And the east wing of the house. I feel that. I have so many areas in the house where I'm like, this is my area. I'm like, all these areas. But this area is the brightest area, and it looks out to the most windows, which I think is probably going to be a bad thing because there's a trail. There's always people that do like donuts and all kinds of weird things outside. So I feel like I'm going to be doing this a lot during this. But I just wanted to set up in a different area and to see if I like the area, to see how the service is, because where I was at last time, the service isn't as great, but I think it did well throughout the live. So beautiful. What's beautiful to you? Is it like 70? Like beautiful to me is like 65 to 75, light breeze, sun coming in and out, but not always out. But I'm curious to know what's beautiful to you. Well, facts. It is. Does the water get cold though, J Dot, like this time of the year because it's February? Is the water cool, or does the water stay warm as well? I remember I went to somewhere. I went to Mexico last year in January. I think it was January. Maybe it was February. I don't remember. But the water, yeah, the water was cold. I was like, this isn't it. I'm like, here I am in my bikini, like thinking I'm looking cute, about to get in the water. No, it's too cold. We're above the tropical line, so the water gets cold. Yeah, that's the only thing about, yeah. It's so beautiful, and then you look at it and you're like, I can't go in there. It's too cold. Oh, can you see them from where you're at? Oh, that's so cool. Wait, do whales don't hunt dolphins, do they? Yeah, you can see them from. Do whales hunt dolphins? I thought dolphins were too fast for them, but I don't know why I think that. I don't think anybody's ever told me that. I think I just think that. Yeah, you can see them from shore. That's so fun. I want to go to San Diego. Every time I'm supposed to go to San Diego, I always do something else. I can link you a video. They're flinging them out of the water. I love that. Yes, send me a video. You know where to find me. I love that. Dolphins eat, or whales eat dolphins? Oh my gosh. The poor dolphins. Wait, but dolphins don't swim alone, do they? But whales are really smart. Oh, this is sad. Why did I think there's an ice cream man outside of my house? Can you hear the ice cream man? Can you hear the ice cream man? Can anybody hear that? Oh, this life I live. Whales eat dolphins. Oh my gosh. Why did I think that they didn't? What is up with this hair? All right, the ice cream truck is gone. Hey, Technically T, what's going on? I just learned that whales eat dolphins, and I'm feeling away about it right now because I didn't think that. Also, before anybody, I am not a Leo. This lion is not because I'm a Leo. Somebody asked me that in one of my videos. It is a Nipsey hoodie, okay, authentic. I'm not a Leo. So, okay, second live. Do you like this lighting better or do you like the other lighting better, Technically T? Which one do you prefer? And I was on time. Like, I was on time today. I just want everybody to know that I was on time today. Amen. I cannot believe that whales eat dolphins. You like this one? Fair. The only thing with this one is that there's huge windows and I'm super distracted. So the ice cream man just came by. Nobody stopped, so he kept it moving. So he was playing We'll Be Coming Around the Mountains. We'll be coming around the mountains. But yeah. Awesome. Did anybody on here watch my CU video and you want to argue about predictions? Is anybody driving home in traffic and I am curing their heart and their desires? Hey, Coach Dre, because they're driving, and instead of driving and dealing with traffic, you get to hear me. That is my sincere hope, that you are miserable in traffic and you're like, let me see what this girl is talking about. Yeah, let's argue. Maybe I should have said, let's discuss. Maybe that's a better way to put it. Let's discuss. Tell me what you think. I'm driving my son to get Chick-fil-A. So yeah, see, there you go. I'm now the cure for driving. If you're in traffic, click on my live. See what I'm rambling about. Let's argue. I think 7 and 5 is fair. I think based off what we saw last year, I think 7 and 5 is good. I think 7 and 5 is fair. I think it's balanced. And I think there it leaves room for improvement. And I gave them the benefit of the doubt. All the doubts that I have, I threw them out the window and I just talked about what I think that they can do. And I think that that's fair. You know, I think that that's more than fair. Coach Jerry, where are you at? Are you driving or are you at home? Every time I look up, I just see the let's argue. And part of the toxic side of me can argue about anything. Very toxic. My son says he likes your hair. Oh, tell him I said thanks. Every time I go somewhere, kids love it. They're like, your hair, can I touch your blue hair? They love it. Adults, it triggers them. Somebody was like, how can you be professional? No, like I was, what was I doing? I was doing something. And, I was in a meeting or whatever. And one of my students was like, I've never had a teacher that had blue hair. And I was like, congratulations. I was like, have you ever had a black teacher? And he was like, now that you think about it, no, you're my first black teacher. I was like, great. So I'm your first black teacher. I'm your first teacher with hair. Like, what else can I do for you? But yeah, tell your son I said thanks. It's just hair. It's just hair. And then when I come on live and I have my regular hair and a bun, you all are going to be like, oh, I miss your braids. You looked way more organized and put together when you had braids. Most of my teachers had color of their hair is just normal and Cali fair. Well, I guess I should have rephrased that. It was a college class, and he was like, none of my professors have ever had hair, like colored hair. And he was like, because he was like, none of my professors have ever like made me had to proofread as much as you do. And I'm like, okay. And so then I was like, well, what other firsts can I provide for you? And so he was like, oh, you have blue hair. So anyways, I think like, yeah, blue hair. Let me tell you some of the other reasons that I can make you realize that I'm different than most of your teachers. But anybody that's in college also was like, I've never had somebody told me last class that they never had a professor that looked so young. And I was like, okay, thank you. Black don't crack. But thanks. Hey, Bishop, how are you? Thanks for stopping by to say hello. Did I miss a whole braid? Okay, no. It's not a braid, they're twists, but that's a different conversation for a different day. Also, I will be taking my hair out. I don't know when I'm going to take it out. It needs to come out. It's past time. This goes, I appreciate you. So when I take out my hair, I might come on here and just look like Who Shot John with hair all over my head. I'm thinking that's my vibe. I like a more natural look. But when I get braided again, I will choose different colors because that's what I do. I choose colors. They're fun. They make me happy. Hey girl, hey. How are you? Also, I'm a huge Adele fan, so anytime I say hello or hey, in my mind, I always hear her singing hello. Anybody in here love Adele? Anybody in here love Adele? Anybody? Anybody? Anybody in here can name 2 Adele songs? That's not hello. Anybody? There's like 7 of you in here. Is anybody in here an Adele fan? I need to know my audience. As long as you're happy. Thank you. I like Adele. Oh, right. Yes. You know, love me or hate me, Coach Dre. You know I'm always going to do things that make me happy. So not everybody's going to understand that. Not everyone's going to like it, but here I am. Not an Adele fan. What a disaster. The GOAT. You like Adele? Nice. What is your favorite Adele song? If this person comes and rings my doorbell, I don't want it. I can only name hello. Fair. Lawrence came in hating. Crickets, help. No, if you don't know an Adele song, it's fine. That's fine. We already have one person in here so they like Adele. All they can name is Hello, somebody else said. So hey, we're on the right track, right? We're good. We've named one thing. Adele and she's gotten me through a lot in life. Let me just say. If you ever want to be in touch with your feelings, go listen to Adele. Just go listen to Adele. Just a good song. If you need song recommendations, hit me up. I got you. For every occasion. Rolling in the Deep. There we go. Okay. All right. All right. Your favorite song. Nice. I love this. Okay, you love Adele. What's your favorite Adele song? If you love Adele, then you'll like probably one of her songs that aren't an album song. So what would be your favorite song? I can work out to Adele. I got 8 and 4, 9 and 3. Coach Dre, who are your losses? Who do you think your losses will be? Or who do you think the losses will be? Also, I need to hear the Adele song that you like. Well, it's whenever you're an Adele fan, it's hard to come up with like one song you like of hers because that's the essence of her. But when you like her, that you did like some of her music, it just touches you. It just touches your soul. It just touches your feelings. If you want to be in touch with your feelings, go listen to Adele. Not I'll Always Love You. I respect it, Coach Dre. I have them losing to Kansas State, Oklahoma State, and UCF. Fair. Kansas State, Oklahoma State, UCF. Coach Dre, who do you have them losing to? That Kansas State game is going to be tough. Yeah, it's going to be hard. I also, the other thing that concerns me too is like that UCF game being on the road so soon. But Kansas State, Utah. Interesting. I didn't see that. I did not see that coming. I feel like majority of us are on the same page about Kansas State and Oklahoma State. I feel like that's like the general consensus. Well, Lawrence, you don't like Adele, so I'm not sure if your opinion matters to me right now in this moment. I'm just kidding. Who do you have your 4 losses to, Lawrence? Then Kansas State School. Yeah, and the thing is if I had to pick, like I'm more worried about Kansas State than I am about Kansas. But Kansas, something about them just makes me nervous. I like Utah. That's a tough game. Yeah. I think Utah will be tough. But the good thing about Utah is it's at home and it's towards kind of the end of the year. And I just hope that they're getting better towards the end of the year as opposed to the beginning of the year, because the beginning of the year is the beginning of the year. But I just really hope that they win. To be honest, I hope they win every single game. UCF has to play Florida early, so I will be able to tell about UCF there. True. That's kind of how I feel about CU, though. I like that they play, like, I think North Dakota State's going to be a tough game if they're not ready to go. And are we going to run the ball more than we did last year? If we're going to run the ball more than we did last year and we're going to have a balanced offense, I think that's good. But I gave them the benefit of the doubt. So that's their only advantage for me. It's a home because I'm conflicted. Yeah, same. I am too. Nebraska can't. Ooh. Really? Okay. You don't think that they'll have a problem? Well, okay. I'm interested. I'm curious, Lawrence, that you don't have Kansas State or Oklahoma State on your list. Nebraska, Kansas, Texas Tech. I just hope that Tech game is not at night. Oh gosh. I really hope the Texas Tech game is not at night. Although, if I'm being honest, if it's at night, that would make it a really fun game to go to. Other than that, I don't want to go during the day. But if it's at night, Texas Tech at night, brilliant, masterful. They got a lot of tough games in the middle of the time. I hate the schedule. When the schedule came out, everyone was like, I love the schedule. I love it. I'm like, I hate the schedule. I hate the schedule. I hate I hate it. I don't like the schedule at all. If Nebraska was late in the year, but I can't see Raiola being that again. That's my thing too. Is they have the freshman quarterback. They have the freshman quarterback. Yes, we will run the ball more. It should be 60-40. I mean, I hope. And I'm going I'm can I just say this? If we are up against a school that cannot stop the run, we should just run the ball. I've too many times, especially in the NFL, like the NFL playoffs, like scarred me because I feel like these coaches fell in love with their playbooks and they didn't fall in love with winning and doing things to like move the ball and move the chains. It was like they were like, "Oh, we should probably pass here." I'm like, "No, no, you should probably do what's working." So, anyways, and why is all my every time I move my arms, my sweater frolics around. I don't like playing Kansas State off a bye. Yeah, no. I don't I don't like playing Kansas off of a bye week, and I also don't like that Kansas is also coming off of a bye week. I feel like if we were coming off of a bye week and Kansas wasn't coming off of a bye week, I like our chances. But I don't like that we play them coming off of a bye week. I don't like that at all. There's only one boomer. The future is now. Big off season. UGA, Texas, Alabama. What are we talking about? There's only one. Do you live in Oklahoma? Do you live in Oklahoma? Also, some of you have asked me privately and in other chats and different things like why I don't talk more about the University of Texas. Let me tell you why I don't talk about the University of Texas. They are what they are. I mean, they're amazing. They have what they have. Like, what do I need to say about them? Also, I'm so close to the University of Texas and the aspect of like I don't know what I know because I know people there, or I don't know what I know because of like what I hear because I listen to a lot of Texas radio. So I try to just back off of that and not I don't want to make a video and then come to find out the things I said in that video are things that I shouldn't have said or whatever. So I'm just staying away from it. Like I don't trust myself not to say certain things, especially when I hear certain things and I know if I made a video about it, it would do extremely well because it would be news and I don't want to break the news. So I just leave them where they're at. They were 11-1 last year. Like they'll figure it out. You know what I mean? They have millions and millions and millions of dollars. They're over in scholarships. They're going to beat the hell out of Michigan next year. You know what I mean? Like I'll just kind of leave them where they're at. So, I knew it. I knew you were from Oklahoma. I knew it. I knew it. Leopard can't change its spots. I knew it. I bet it was hard for you to write that it was a big off season for Texas, isn't it? We should start 5-0. Yeah, we should. That's what I think too. Well, so here, I think we should start 5-0. I agree with you. If we start 4-1, depending on who the loss is to, I wouldn't be upset. I would be like, okay, I think 4-1 is decent in my opinion. I think that's fine. But I also it's kind of one of those things like depending on how you are as a sports watcher, you're one of those people that's like all losses aren't created equally or all turnovers aren't created equally. All losses aren't created equally. Because we could like last year Kansas State, last year Colorado State, we won the game but lost Travis Hunter. So it's like thank you for the win, but that sucks. So I'm curious to see. I honestly want to see them play North Dakota State. I feel like once we see them play North Dakota State, I feel like we'll know. Okay, we know who we have. It's definitely possible. Yeah, facts. It was hard. Yeah, I know it was hard. I have a friend who used to play quarterback for the University of Oklahoma. I will not say his name, but it pains him to be like, I hate Texas, blah, 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 Texas. And then I'm like, are they good? And he's like, I will never say Texas is good. I'm like, okay, it's fine. If they struggle against one of the weak teams. No. So here's the thing. It's like, it's terrible. It's so terrible. Like, yeah. And again, if they struggle, so because like last year, I felt like at the beginning of the Nebraska game, like they struggled with them and they pulled away because obviously the Nebraska quarterback like couldn't, you know, snap the ball appropriately. The end result, I was like, "Whew, okay, we won." But then I kind of started thinking, I'm like, God, but we didn't look great. Shador had like, negative 2 seconds. Um, so I agree with you. If we struggle, same. Y'all should have to kick about 10 to 15 young men off the team because y'all are over scholarships. First of all, mind your business, okay? Mind your business about the scholarship situation at Texas. Mind your business. Um, but that's what you want, right? Like that's why I don't talk about them. What is there to say? If I made a video, because Lord knows I can talk about anything, what is there even to talk about when it comes to Texas? Okay, our offensive linemen, stacked. They're already projected to go first round next year. We're good there. NIL, like Texas is competing with Shador and Travis Hunter in NIL. Like I think they're what, second and fourth or whatever. So okay, nothing to talk about there. The receivers that we have this year, stacked. The running back room that we have, stacked. Our coaching staff, brilliant. Like, what do you want me to talk about? Like, you just want me to like get on here and be like, Texas, like, it is what it is. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like it is crazy. So it's like what do you want to do? Because I went to Oklahoma, my family UT and USC fans hated every second of him playing there. There you go. Big salute. You will always catch strays if you bring up Oklahoma anywhere I'm at. I mean, NIL, you got me. That's what I'm saying. Like, I think some people just are always like, why don't you talk about Texas? Like, you're a huge Texas fan. Yeah, I'm a Texas fan. What do you want me to talk about? The Texas is stacked. Texas is going into the SEC, and people are like, I think they're going to compete in the SEC. I wouldn't be surprised if they're in the SEC championship game. So it's like, so what do I need to add? What value can I bring? What I mean, do you want me to do a prediction? Like, honestly, I'm not like, I'll be shocked if Texas loses one or two games. Like they're good. I mean, I don't know I don't know what there is to say. Seem like everyone's stacking it up in the off season. This season is going to be exciting. It should be exciting. I agree. But this is the SC. Exactly. And that's the thing. So I think so when I look at Texas schedule, I mean, I feel like they're the games that like even the games that will worry me will always be a worry no matter where Texas is at. And Oklahoma will always be a concern just because it's one of our biggest rivals. Like it's a concern. And then they play A&M at College Station this year. I'm concerned. This is the first time we played A&M in forever, but at the same time, I think we're better than them. So it's kind of like, okay, like whatever. Obviously we played Georgia in Austin. So, I'm concerned about that game. We play Michigan at Michigan. I'm just not worried about the game. And again, we're also still building ourselves. So, like, I made a video that's like Texas is back, and I do believe that. But we still have work to do. Like when you're back, you have to prove that you're consistent, and you have to prove, and you have to prove that you're back. And so I expect them to prove that they're back. I mean, I don't think I need to make a video and just repeat over and over, hey, Texas is back. Hey, I don't know if you're paying attention, but Texas is back. Hey, just so you know, like Texas is over scholarship. So after the spring game, they're going to have players hit the portal. Texas is back. Like, what do I say? Hey, we still have, Quinn Ewers. He's our starter. Also, Manning isn't his backup. Texas is back. Hook 'em. Like, what do you? I just don't. I don't know what you. I just don't know what you say. I mean, no, I will always send strays. There's some fandoms that will always catch strays from me. Oklahoma will always be a team that will catch strays from me, no matter what. Because Oklahoma, I think they're going to struggle in the SEC, but that's none of my business. That's none of my business. Good luck. I also think too, one thing that I think Texas is ready to be in the SEC. Doesn't mean I think they're, I'm not here to say they're going to, be playing for an SEC championship because I'm a realistic person, but it wouldn't shock me. Um, and they need to prove themselves. If Texas plays like they did this year, I think they have a good chance. Now, I think there's things Texas needs to work on. Like I said in my last live, that I think we were we were winning games and very frustrated with Sark in the process. And one of those was blowing leads. I don't think Sark realized he had one of the best running back rooms in the country, and he probably will this year too. And so sometimes he gets really pass happy, and we'll be ahead by 21, and he's still, dialing up Ewers to throw deep ball. Like, run the ball. Like, honestly, run the ball. So like little things like that, but it's like it's football. It is what it is. They're definitely going to struggle in the SEC. Oklahoma might be in trouble. I don't disagree with you. I mean, well, help isn't going to come right now, I guess. The thing with Oklahoma, gosh, and I really don't like. So okay, Oklahoma is one of those teams that they always have to have a partner. Like, I don't feel like anybody's ever worried about like Oklahoma. Oklahoma alone is Oklahoma. I think when you partner Oklahoma and Texas, it just goes well. But like Oklahoma itself, it's like, okay, cool. If you're an Oklahoma fan, you're an Oklahoma fan, and that is your team, and you're riding with them and you're supporting them. And I got it. I respect the hell out of that. And if you're from Oklahoma, like that's your team. I got it. Oh, there's not very many people like in Las Vegas or New Mexico or Arizona that would be like, I'm an Oklahoma Sooner. Like, what? Like, it's just a different fandom. And that's fine. Whatever. I mean, then Beyonce comes up with a song with Texas Hold'em. Like, you think you may sing about Oklahoma? Like, have you seen Beyonce lately? Anyways, just saying. Just my 2 cents. All right, let me stop roasting Oklahoma. There's amazing people in Oklahoma, okay? Although the town might be small, although there's absolutely nothing to do in Norman, although there's nothing to do in Norman at all, except for go to Brahms. um, it's Oklahoma. The people are nice. Whatever. They're cool. I don't think I'd show up with blue hair in Oklahoma, though, but whatever. Oh, let me stop. Where is Oklahoma? Stillwater. Stillwater, Stillwater, Norman. Like, okay. If you haven't ever experienced Norman, Oklahoma, you're not missing anything. But I think actually Colorado plays in Stillwater this year. Colorado plays in Stillwater. Wait, do they play at Oklahoma State in Stillwater this year? No, I think is Oklahoma State at home or away? I can't remember. If Oklahoma does Colorado play Oklahoma at home? Oh, it's a home game. I was going to say Stillwater, is a little bit livelier than Norman. You actually, if you ever want to go see Norman, you should actually go to Stillwater and then go to Norman and then drive back to Stillwater, Oklahoma. Okay, I'm just kidding. This is too easy. This is just too easy. Uh, Bishop's like, I hate her. In live now. I'm just giving you a hard time. If they played in Stillwater, I probably wouldn't watch the game. So I agree. It's hard to go to Stillwater and win. I agree. And Stillwater's like Texas Tech. If it's at night, because the way they built the stadium, yeah. Stillwater is the one who almost derailed Vince Young in 2005. If J-Dot's in here, the year they stole the Heisman from Vince Young and gave it to Reggie Bush. But yeah, Stillwater's tough. Stillwater's tough to play in. But I can't be a Texas girl and not rag on Oklahoma. You just can't. Don't you talk about Reggie could have been the best player in college football. That's fine. He didn't deserve the Heisman. He didn't deserve the Heisman. Period. I rewatched a lot of Big 12 games. The atmosphere is nice. The atmosphere is nice. And the other thing I will say about Big 12 teams, any away game is going to be fun because the Big 12 is kind of like, the Big 12 loves football. So even Kansas, like even when you go to Kansas, they're obviously a basketball school, but they love football. So it will be fun. The atmosphere will be fun. The tailgating will be amazing. The fans are actually amazing, even in Oklahoma. It'll be great. I really wish that they were playing Baylor in Waco this year, but beggars can't be choosers. It would be amazing. But you know how that goes. Did you watch the Big 12 from this year, or did you watch them just like historically? And what teams did you watch? I'm just curious. I brought my chapstick. Watch for the battery. Good call, Texas Tech. So Texas Tech actually throws tortillas out, kickoff. So literally, they will be about like kickoff. People bring tortillas to the game because it will be in Lubbock. So if you're going to the Lubbock game or the Texas Tech game, Texas Tech, they bring in tortillas, and when they kick the ball off at any point, they just throw tortillas. They just throw them. It's, it's tradition. Like, it's so Texas. One of my friends always laughs, and she's like, why don't they just throw avocados? I'm like, I don't think that would hit the same, but so yeah, they'll just throw tortillas. So if you are a CU fan and you happen to get tickets to the Texas Tech game and you're sitting on the Texas Tech side, make sure you bring tortillas so that you can throw, not like the package, like the individual tortillas, you can like throw them out of the stands. It's actually pretty cool. It's actually pretty cool, but some people buy like the cheap tortillas, and so they're hard, and so when they hit you, it kind of hurts, but it's nothing to be dramatic about. It's kind of like Texas Tech is insane. Has anybody ever been to a hockey game? Hockey is the same when there's a hat trick, and they like the guy scores or the goal or whatever, and then everybody takes off their hats and they start trying to throw them into the ring. Wear hard hats. Yeah, have you ever been to a hockey game when they had a hat trick? And then after that, like literally people are just like flinging their hats. And because we've talked about this before, I now realize I'm not cheap, I'm frugal, but whatever the terminology is. Only one because it's doing cold fair. Um, so I went and I was like, I'm not throwing my hat. This was $35. Like, why would I throw this hat? Because I was in Pittsburgh. And I'm like, why would I throw my $30 hat? Like, this hat was freaking expensive. And the lady was like, no, 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 after the game, there's a spot where you can actually go get your hat back. And I was like, oh, okay, got it. Only we threw octopuses in Detroit. Right. Okay. Sounds about Detroit-ish. Hope I hope Texas is ready. I really felt live already. I'm just live. I'm just sitting here chatting amongst the people. And I like this better because I'm wearing a different color. So the last live I couldn't see the chat. This braid is super tight. My God. And I tried to put my ponytail in the center. It's not, so it's fine. But yeah, this time I can actually see the words because the last time I couldn't see the words, they were too small. But then I realized if I'm wearing something that allows me to see the words, I could see the words. So I could see what people are saying. Like live octopuses. Oh, heard Texas Tech game major. Yeah, so hey Law, how are you? They said that so apparently the contract hasn't been signed. So apparently they're deciding about money and the rights and all of that. But the other problem is that the NFL schedule hasn't, they don't know what they're doing with the NFL. And and Jerry World, they have like boxing matches and stuff like that. And so I just don't think that they've decided. I think that's so on the schedule it says like AT&T Jones Stadium or something like that. You should know this, but I think that's actually the name though of AT&T. That's actually the name of Texas Tech Stadium is Jones whatever. But if Texas Tech game is at Jerry World, I liked Colorado's chances in that game. That might sway my prediction if that happens. As if anybody cares about my prediction. But I might change my mind if that game is not at Texas Tech. And if that game is actually in Jerry World, like I might actually want to go to that. Unless it's at night. I will go to Lubbock. I will go to the game at night. I don't know if I'll go to the game at night. I'm lying. I'm over here lying to the people. Barbershop, yeah, basically. Really flop like what? I'm just talking. Whenever you don't want to hear what I have to say, I'll just get off. Facts. What are your thoughts on Smoke's response to Shedeur Sanders? I don't really get. I don't care. I really don't care about his response to Shedeur. Like, I just don't care. I'm one of those people, I just don't think that you need to. Everything doesn't deserve a response. Sometimes, like, just let people say whatever they want because then when you respond to them and then like they don't respond to you, you kind of look like an idiot. Unless now if Shedeur would have called him out by name, okay, but he didn't. Like I don't know. I just feel like some people are just so sensitive. Like sometimes they just let it go. Just let it go. It's just not that serious. So those are my thoughts. I think you should let it go. Just let it go. Who cares? Like it's over. You didn't play. You know what I mean? Like, and was he even talking about him? I just like stop being so sensitive. Let it go. If it's in Texas Tech, they more than likely lose. If it's at Jerry World, see that's exactly. And that's why when I made my prediction, I'm like, here's my too early prediction because there's so many different factors there's just a lot of different factors, like things can change. Like, for example, okay, they just got all their coaches. They just kind of, did all the things or whatever. That's great. I'm one of those people that like, I'm not an X's and O's woman. I don't study X's and O's. I actually, if I'm being honest, I would love like a week or two of my life if I could just travel to different teams and different coaches and actually allow them to teach me X's and O's because I'm a nerd like that. And I would love the opportunity to learn X's and O's from different coaches and hear different languages. Like I would love that. But because I'm not an X's and O's person, I take a step back and I evaluate things like based off what my eyes see, based off how I feel, and based off how I just feel things are going. And so some of the things I'm looking for CU is like, I want to see how I feel like this coaching staff is like meshing. how they're, communicating. Like, I just kind of want to wait to see how they all feel together. I don't care what they look like in like shorts and a t-shirt. Listen, I might look sexy in shorts and a t-shirt, but if I put on a tight dress, you can see all of my imperfections. I might not look as good. So, what I'm trying to say is I want to see them in pads. Like, I just want to see more before I'm able to really like lean into what I think. So that's how I made my opinion. Law, you hear about the shooting yesterday at the parade. We can't have it. Now, why are we in my chat talking to Law? You know what I mean? Like, I'm just kidding. You can talk to him. He's lovely. Bishop was on the menu today. Excuse me? He was on the menu? Sorry, I just got a phone call. He was on the menu? Was that a typo? I don't get it. Menu. Bishop was on the menu. Is that code for something? Oh, God. That would have been a disaster. Then you would have seen I'm not wearing any pants. Just kidding. I'm wearing pants. That was a joke. It was a freaking joke, okay? It's just a joke. That would be awful though if I wasn't wearing any pants and this whole thing fell. That would be so embarrassing. Oh my gosh, that would be embarrassing. Today's menu. Got it. Now I'm connecting. I'm connecting the pieces. Okay, so when I first read that, I read Bishop what's on the menu, and I thought you were talking about the player. And I was like, why is he on the menu? So anyways, you got it. That is so on brand for me to not know anything that's happening and to totally misunderstand. Sounds about right. I love that. Law, what was your prediction? Did you? Oh, who disagrees with my prediction? Yeah, you're right. You're right. I'm sorry, Endo Sports. You're right. You're right. Okay. My bad. Thought you'd lost it there for a second. But that's okay if you did lose it, right? Sometimes we lose it and we have to go pick it up. It's okay. It's okay. 8 and 4, right. Who are your 4? I think you're a Nebraska one too. I think it's funny that I thought he was talking about Bishop, the player. I just tripped myself out. Why does my face look so shiny? Nebraska. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that Kansas State and Oklahoma State seems very, very consistent. Seems very consistent. Yeah. Oh yeah, the UCF game, is that the game where everyone's meeting at or going to or attending or whatever? Before you ask, I won't be there. I'm not, that's not really my vibe. I don't love visiting Florida if I don't have to. Different strokes for different folks. Are you guys laughing at me because my face is shiny? I don't like what. I feel like it's getting shinier and shinier as I sit here. Don't y'all sleep on the Jayhawks. I hate the Jayhawks, but we won't get into that. I have that as a loss. I think Kansas City, Kansas is always a sleeper in the Big 12, historically. Well, okay, historically they sucked, but for the past, like, what, 5, ever since they beat Charlie Strong's Texas team, what is that, 5 years? They've been pretty decent, and they are like improving. And I think the thing with Kansas is they think they're supposed to win, and anytime a team thinks they're supposed to win, is a problem because, and their core, I think they have one. I think I said in my video, I probably should have watched my video before I jumped on this. I think I said in my video, I think they might have the best quarterback behind Shador. I think I said that. Did I say that? If I didn't say that, I should have said that. And if I said that, that's what I think. Yeah, Kansas is what do all the kids say? Kansas is one of those ones, one of them ones or whatever people say. But yeah, I think Kansas will be, they might have the second best secondary in the Big 12. Okay, so either them or Kansas State. The thing about Kansas State that is so frustrating is on paper, Kansas State doesn't do anything great. Like, to be fair, they never have. Well, they've had like a couple of times where they have, but they're just so well coached that they just win games. Like all they do is win. So, and then when they win, you're like, oh, they're not going to win that game. Then they win, and then you go back and you look at the box score, and you're like, how did they win? They just win. I don't know. Kansas State kind of remains, yeah, maybe it is great coaching, but Kansas State kind of reminds me of my Steelers. They're the same. They just make it happen. And maybe that's what it is. Maybe it is great coaching. They are very well coached. But so is Oklahoma State. Like Oklahoma State and Kansas State are probably the best two coach teams in the Big 12. And I think they've had the most longevity too. I mean, they're just solid programs. They're just solid. I looked at some of the Kansas, and that secondary is nice. Yeah. Go look at Kansas State. Kansas State gave Texas problem. They've been giving Kansas State has been giving Texas problems for the past 2-3 years. So Kansas State's secondary is nothing to sleep on. And all of those guys have been there, right? They've been there since they were freshmen. So this is like their third year, their fourth year in the same freaking system, doing the same freaking thing. And Colorado's going to get everybody's best. So Utah, Kansas, Oklahoma State, Texas Tech. I'm unsure of Kansas, K-State, or there's nothing unsure to me about Kansas State. Yeah. And so Kansas State too, I think some of their best corners last year, I think were sophomores. So this year they'll be juniors, and they've been at Kansas State since they were like freshmen. So yeah. And that's what you're saying is my entire point that I think people are missing when they look at, they're like, Colorado to the Big 12. We have the best roster. We have the best this. We have Travis Hunter. I'm like, those guys are great. Don't get me wrong. Those guys are great. I'll give you that. They are great. However, the fact that you're saying that lets me know that you haven't gone to look at anything anybody else has. Because Colorado has to prove it to me, whereas Kansas State has proven it to me. So if you want to be better than those guys, show me. Show me. Just show me. Just show me that you're better. Show me that you're better, and I will be like, you are better. Good for you. You did that. I said the same thing at first, then I looked at the games. That's what I'm saying. Anybody I've talked to and I've said, go watch games. And I called into Coach Hayes' show and I said the other night, I said, if you want to know who the Big 12 is, this is all you have to do. Go watch them play each other. Don't watch them play Texas, and don't watch them play Oklahoma. Go watch the Big 12 play the other teams, each other, and then come back to me and tell me what you think. Oh, hey, Rob, look at you. How are you, sir? Welcome to my blabbing. You get all my blabbing for free. A lot of them teams have most of their players. You see what I'm saying? So, okay. So riddle me this. So what if you are going to build a house? That analogy is overused. If you're going to be in a relationship, what is the most important thing about your relationship is that it's solid and that the foundation is solid. How can you make sure your foundation is solid? You have to get to know the person, right? When you get to know the person, it builds, and you can build and you can get to know them. Colorado is getting to know each other. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Y'all are dating. I don't mind that. But these other teams are like getting married. They're like in full-blown relationships. They're like 4 or 5 years in. Like it's different. And it's okay to say it's different. It's okay. It's okay. Their retention rate, that's what I'm saying. It's fantastic. That's what they're dating. No, listen, it doesn't have to be weird. Don't pause it. They're dating. It's fine. It's fine. I didn't say they were dating to like be intimate. They're just dating. They're getting to know each other. It is what it is. Don't make it weird. Why do I gotta pause? And I am very PG on this live, okay? So I could have said a lot of other things, but I said dating. But it's just going to take time. And here's the thing. The reason why I predicted what I did is because they now have a year, and I think that they hopefully have now seen the things that they did wrong and the things that they can get better at. And there's a difference. There's a difference. Dating versus marriage is different. It's different. I mean, we could even we could take this a step further. Dating versus being in an exclusive relationship versus being married. Like we could pigeonhole that any way we want to. It just takes time. And I don't think that that's wrong. I just don't think that that's wrong. I think that that's a good thing. I mean, even teams that landed big players this year, it's also going to take them time, right? Texas got almost a whole new receiving core. They got a whole new receiving core because all of their receivers are going to the draft. And so they got all these new receivers and they got an amazing freshman class. Guess what? They're dating too. They are dating as well. So that's like, it's fine. It's fine. You just have to hope that they're compatible, that it works, and that they could start growing together. It's fine. And there's nothing wrong with it. I feel like anytime somebody hears something like that's not positive about CU, they get like in their feelings. It's not that. It's not negative to say a team is learning. That's not bad. It's fine. Hell, I have a PhD. Guess what? I had to learn. I didn't start school with having my PhD. I had to learn and study and grow and figure it out and become a better writer, become a better reader, become a better listener, become a better presenter, become a better, so it's like why is it not okay that CU is doing the same thing? They're learning. They're getting their PhD. They're trying. Right now, they just entered school. They're trying to graduate. Like it's the same analogy. So anyways, I just rambled on and on about that, but I think it's okay. And I think that they're right where they need to be. I mean, they got their coaches in. I think the coaches, they happened. I think if they work well together, it'll be fine. It's fine. I'll be cheering for them. So yeah, that's how I feel. That's my 5-minute rant on being a fan. But yeah, it's fine. And they don't play tomorrow. So they still hand out. See, you see what I'm saying? See, you're with me. Okay, you're with me. You're with me. You understand what I'm saying. That's it. And here's the thing. That's okay because you don't play tomorrow. You can be handing out syllabuses right now. It's fine. They haven't even turned in their first assignment. That's fine. I love it. I love that analogy. That's going to be my new analogy. Well, that analogy, though, is only going to land with people that have been to college. By the way, can I just say, it's okay. I hate spelling. You can spell everything wrong, and it's fine. I love the school analogy. That's amazing. I'm hoping for the best case. If not, we'll be arguing this time next season with us. But here's the other thing of this. Here's the other side of this argument. It is okay to have high expectations or to expect something and then to not get that and to be wrong. That's also okay. I feel like that's okay too. Like for example, I predicted 7-5. I hope that I'm wrong and they go 2-10. Or sorry, 10-2. Like I hope that because that's a part of this. I just think so many times like everyone's waiting for you to be wrong. And it's like, why are we waiting for somebody to be wrong? That was their opinion and they had thoughts about their opinion. Like, I hope I didn't just curse them, right? Oh my gosh. Syllabi. Syllabi? Anybody? It's funny, you hear the word syllabi and you're probably like, oh, school. I hear the word syllabi and I'm like, creating a syllabi? It has its challenges. It has its challenges because you're planning something for months at a time and you're assuming that your students are going to be ready to do the things that you're ready to do because it's because it's time. But they're not always ready. So then it's like, yeah, that thing that we're supposed to do next week, okay, we're not going to do that next week. It's like it, yeah. So it's not the funnest thing to do, but it does help guide you at least. But yeah, I know. I said 10. I said 2-10. I didn't mean it. Hope that wasn't a Freudian slip. Let's hope for the best. Let's hope that I messed up. We're all going to move on. It's like a filter on a picture. Then you see her and she's like, I'm sorry. so one of my uncles, does anybody have like that crazy uncle? My crazy uncle always uses the gremlins. Like that's always his term. So reading that made me laugh. That's awesome. Can't I can't see past that. That is so funny. That's funny. Somebody sent me an email and asked me if I was using a filter. My last live. No. Does this face look filtered to you? Like I'm red. Yeah, no filter. This is all me. This is what you see is what you get. If you don't like it, I don't care. Maybe I should take off my filter and see if I look like a gremlin. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Oh my gosh, that was funny. I needed that laugh. Watch my uncle watch this and he's gonna be like, were you talking about me? I'm back, done driving. Well, hello, Mr. Green. Did you make it home safe? Did you make it home safely? Oh my gosh. That's so funny. Okay, so how many times in Doe Sports have you ran into the incident where she had a filter on and then she looked like a gremlin? To be fair though, guys do that too. So guys put on filters too. Guys also don't tell their real height. Guys also will like have like this picture of themselves and you're like, oh, that's so nice or whatever. And then you meet the guy and you're like, why was your picture so nice? Like, what happened? Like, what is this? So everybody does it. It's like I don't know why seriously, you don't think guys would make themselves taller? You don't think guys would like take a picture to like make their muscles look different than they look? Come on. You don't know why guys would do that. The same reason why women do is because they're trying to look attractive. No, okay. The same reason why women do, just trying to look attractive. The problem is everybody's attracted to something different. So sometimes you're putting all those filters on and somebody might not even be attracted to the things that you're filtering. So it's kind of like, It's kind of a catch 22. Like, like, no, okay, serious dating story. I kid you not. So this was probably like 10 years ago. 10 years, I'm old. So this was like 10 years ago. This was not 10 years ago. This was like 15, 20 years ago. It was like, no, 17 years ago. Yes, because I ran into Jamarl Charles. Okay. So what happened was, I don't even know. Okay. Oh my God. Okay. It was Black Planet. Does anybody on here have Did anybody on here have Black Planet? Like, let's talk about it. Did anybody on here have Black? If nobody on here had Black Planet, I am ending. Okay. So, okay. See? Okay. So I was on Black Planet or whatever. And like, you know how Black Planet, you could like do your background. So it was like, you could have like your dating profile, but as you scrolled, like it would like scroll with you. So you could have like stars or whatever in the background. And so anyway, so I was on Black Planet and I saw this guy or whatever. He was like in a chair and I was like, okay, whatever. So he's in a chair and I'm like, the way that he's sitting in the chair, like it kind of looked weird, but I was like, no, it's just me. Like I'm tripping, whatever. But his profile was so cool. So I was so fascinated by how the profile looked. So I like went on a date or whatever. And we went to a restaurant and I get to the restaurant and this guy walks up to me and he's like, hi, like I think we met on Black Planet or whatever. And I'm like, oh, I thought you were taller. because I don't have a filter and because I was young, like it didn't register in me that like the way that I said it like could come off as like a little aggressive and whatever. And I was like, oh, I thought you were taller. And you know what this fool says to me? He says to me, yeah, I have to really focus and make sure I post the right picture so you can't see my height. Okay, so you know that you're short. You know that you're lying about being short. And now you're telling me why you're manipulating on your pictures? Like, okay. So anyway, so like we sat down, okay, the date was a mess. I think I was young. And so we sat down and whatever, and we have the date. And I'm one of those people, like, if you take me on a date, like I'm going to eat. So like if you are like, hey, let's go to like insert expensive restaurant, I'm going to eat. I'm not getting a steak. Okay. I'm going to eat and I want dessert. Okay. So if you're going to take me out, you need to pay for me to eat. And so, anyway, so we were eating and he was like, what do you want? And I was like, oh, so I ordered. And then he was like, what do you want? I'm going to order for you. I don't want you. Okay, like, why are you gonna, okay, order for me, it's fine. So I like tell him what I want. He gets the order wrong. So now I'm like interjecting and it was just terrible. The food was amazing. So anyways, that was Black Planet. I have so many disastrous stories that I could go on and on and on and on and on. But I'm telling you, guys manipulate crap just like women do. So don't think for 2 seconds that women are the only people that are posting pictures that make themselves look a certain way, because men are doing it too. So that was the whole point of that story. But Black Planet, are you kidding me? I love that place. Oh, and then you could like have the music playing in the background. You sure want to order for me loud? No, but that's the thing. I let him order and then you messed up the order. How do you It was a steak, medium well. And I wanted mashed potato. Like, anyways. So he messed up the whole order and he was short. It was just, yeah. And he admitted that he was lying about his height. That was the other thing is like, yeah. So men are just as scandalous, okay? Don't get it twisted. MySpace was, then everything else came rolling. Facts. Oh my God, that would have pissed me off. At that time, it was a free meal and the food was bomb. And here, okay, I also looked bomb. You see, you know how like, okay, the ladies will understand this and maybe the men will too. You know how like when you like put on an outfit and like, you know you look good in the outfit, and like you look good, right? Like you're wearing heels and your heels aren't hurting your feet, and like you're just you, like okay, that's how I looked good. I smelled good or whatever. And I remember after that, I called one of my girlfriends and I was like, I look too cute to go home. So like we went out that night and had a great time. But anyways, so there's that. Your short one order food. That is hilarious. I never thought to catfish a woman. Well, you just might be a stand-up man. Kudos to you. Kudos to you. Women do it best though. I've seen those TikToks showing before and after. That's true. That's true. Hey Dewey, how are you? That's so funny. Women, listen, respectfully, women do it better. We're also better liars. So it just kind of is what it is. You know, I think I think society, I think the things that we do and the things that we go through, we naturally learn how to be really caring and nurturing of like other people's feelings and other people's thoughts, and we naturally are compassionate and nurturing. Most of us, not, you know the saying, right? Like not all and not any or whatever, you know the saying. And so because of that, we just are really, we can read things, so it makes us better at certain things that men aren't good at. Men hatfish also. What is that? I've never heard that term. Oh, where you wear a hat and you don't have any hair. Is that what that is? Please let that be what that is. Please let that be what you're talking. Please let that be hatfish. Y'all remember Coming to America? That woman was dating, had a wig, one. Yes. 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 And that, like, I'm not here. I agree with you. And I also think like women just, we are really good at we're really good at being chameleons if we have to. And we're really good at like assessing situations. Not all of us, most of us. But I need to know if a hatfish is to cover up the fact that you don't have any hair. When a man really looks good with a hat on, but when he takes it off, it's like totally different person. That is so true. You are so right. You are right. But same with hair too. Like sometimes, like here's the thing, men, if you're balding, just go bald. Embrace being bald, okay? Like if I go bald, I can just go buy hair, okay? So it's different for me. But if you're a man and you're balding, just embrace it. Just let it it's a part of aging. Just let it go. So many men are trying to do all these things and I'm like, oh, just let it be. Just let it be what it's going to be. Um, when a woman's intuition is the best gift the Lord has given us. I agree. I 100% agree. It's funny because it's our greatest gift, and it's the thing that we like to not listen to as often as we should. But my intuition's never led me wrong, ever. That wasn't Coming to America. It was I'm Gonna Get Used. Oh, okay. But nowadays you can't trust everything you see. Everybody needs a background check. Okay, you want to know a trick? Let me give you a trick. So here's the thing. This is what I tell all of my friends that are like, I don't know if he's real. I don't know if she's real. I don't know. You have to go on social media and you have to find out. You have to find them on somewhere that's not their page. So for example, if you go, if like there's this person that walks up to you and or you find this person, you meet them and y'all exchange socials or whatever, because whatever, go look. Okay, you have their Instagram or you have their Twitter or whatever. Go see who's tagging them in things. Okay, follow me here. Follow me. I'm going to lead you to the promised land. This is a woman's hack. Okay, women, don't get mad at me. Just men, listen. find who that person is friends with, okay? When you find who that person is friends with, go stalk the friends page and you will find pictures of the person on her page. Don't look at her page. Go look at her friends page, because friends, this is why I like 2 people. This is why I have 0 friends. Friends reveal all your secrets and they don't even know that they're revealing all of your secrets. And it's not intentional, okay? They just do. So go find the friend and go look at the person from the friend's page. Not their page, the friend's page. And then compare, cross compare. And do FaceTime calls. If you don't have an iPhone, you can't do FaceTime calls, like that's a personal problem. FaceTime. Get on the phone and FaceTime. And let me tell you something else. Okay. I'm going to say this. If you really want to know what she looks like, here's the line. Hey, I woke up thinking about you. Can we FaceTime bright and early in the morning? No makeup, bonnet, all of it. Do it. FaceTime. No woman's gonna, listen, men, you have to learn how to talk to the woman. You have to learn how to make her feel special. Make her feel special. I miss you. I want to see your face. Can we FaceTime? Women, also, you can do the same thing. Okay? Game, recognize game. Hello. Like, what other kind of advice do you want? Let's see. Giving out all the cheat codes. I'm just saying, like, in 2024, you should no longer get catfished. There's no reason to be catfished. There's FaceTime. You can stalk people too easily. There's no way to get catfished. Yeah, the hair implants. I agree. Hair implants, it's a no. Stop giving away our secrets. There's some that will always be in the vault that I will never give away. But there's some that I'm like, we could be missing out on some love connections because you all can't get it together. You know what I'm saying? Like, show a little interest. Because here's the thing. What if it works out? Like, what if he sees you right on your friend's page and he's like, oh, she is cute. Okay. And then what if he wants to call you in the morning and FaceTime you, like, or what if you're like, oh, I'm about to do my skincare routine. And he's like, well, FaceTime me real quick. And you FaceTime, and he likes what he sees and you like what you see. Like, hello. See? It's a help. I'm helping everybody. I'm helping everybody tell those secrets. Listen, free game, okay? Free game. There's a lot of secrets that I can never give out. I will never give out because those are sacred. But there's some things where it's like, come on, let's tap in. You know what I'm saying? Tap in. Make the effort. Adele has a song, okay? And I know that we've already had the Adele conversation. You don't like Adele, whatever. It's your problem if you don't like Adele. You're missing out. And it's a great song. And what is the song? It's the song is called Woman Like Me. It is on her 30 album, okay? If you're a woman, you go listen to the song because you will love it. If you're a man, here, let me give you another piece of free game, okay? If you're a man and you're single and you're looking for something and you like women, I don't care what you like, okay? Go listen to Adele's Woman Like Me song. Let me tell you why. She gives you free game line by line by line by line by line, okay? It should be like a checklist on if you're doing things correctly. Checklist. I kid you not. She says in there, consistency. Are you kidding me? Okay? Consistency. And she lays it out line by line. You know, Adele? She will read you for everything. So if you have nothing to do and you're like, you know what? Because most of the time, we ain't shit, but we don't want to admit that about ourselves. So we need another way to go check ourselves. Go find Woman Like Me by Adele. Listen to it line by line. Okay. And then ask yourself, if I am a woman, would I see myself like this song is saying? Because she lays it out. We need consistency. Step up, do something, be something. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, y'all aren't here for this. Y'all ain't hear me. I'm just trying to help. I knew it was coming. I'm just trying to help. I'm just here to share good vibes. I'm just here to share a little bit of information. Take it or leave it. Take it or leave it. I would never steer you in the wrong direction, though. I don't think I've ever steered anybody in the wrong direction. So anyways, anybody have any other questions for me? But I'm dead serious about that. Finding the friend page, because some of y'all, like, come on. And also, like, you know how you have like your circle of friends? In your circle of friends, if you don't have somebody that should work for the FBI, you don't have the right circle of friends. That ain't it. Okay, you need somebody in the circle of friends that's kind of like the FBI. Because when you have that friend that's kind of like the FBI, that friend can find out anything you want to know. Anything you want to know. At any time. At any time. Anything. I'm just having fun. This is oh, hi. I'm just talking. I should probably turn on the air. It's kind of getting hot. I can see my cheeks getting redder. I can see my filter slipping because my cheeks are getting red. I'm pretty sure everybody knows I'm not using a filter, but it's fine. Somebody will still be like, what filter did you use? What was the name of it? Did you install an app? Did you like it? How did you know it was working? Like I know how to work a filter. Tell those secrets. I don't know. When they hit me, they hit me. But again, there's some secrets as a woman I would never reveal. There's some. But there's a lot where it's just like free game. This is simple. These are simple things. These are simple details. It's like very simple. I also tell, like, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that. This is PG live. I'm not going to say that. I need my chapstick. So what else are we talking about? Anybody else have any questions? Now that we're down a rabbit hole, does anybody else have any questions? I did see your last comment, but like, I don't know. That just hit me. It's like in the moment. But this little thing I'm sitting on is like not very comfortable. I need to buy like a fancy comfy chair for up here. I have one in my office, but over here, I don't have a comfy chair. I need a comfy chair, like one that supports my back. That'd be amazing. What else? What else are we thinking, friends? I've scared everybody away with my advice. Or are you going to look at the lyrics of Woman Like Me? Okay, because I will pull up those lyrics if we need to. But otherwise, oh my gosh. Oh, God, I just got another Amber Alert. Why does that keep happening? Leave these kids alone. Jeez. What do you think about the halftime show? What halftime show? Oh, Usher? I think it's about Usher. I mean, I think it was fine. You know what I've realized about halftime shows is it's so hard when you have so many hits because we want to hear all the hits. Like, we really needed an hour so that you could just like give us a concert so we could just hear everything. And so it's like, but since you don't have an hour, you have 15 minutes. So let's get in everything. I mean, it's Usher. Like, it was great. I mean, it's Usher. Like, what do you say? It's Usher. I do think it's funny that his microphone at first was a little bit wonky, and I was like, okay. And then he figured it out. It was Usher. I mean, you know. And Alicia Keys looked flawless. Lil Jon was lit. He's always lit. When is he not? Even Ludacris coming out. So I had a bet with somebody I know, and we were like, things that won't happen. And we agreed that we were like, no, Ludacris isn't gonna come out. Like, why would Ludacris come out? Absolutely not. And then Ludacris showed up. And I was like, I loved like the chair. Oh god, this guy. I loved Ludacris showing up. I loved Ludacris coming out. Like I was like excited when Ludacris showed up. I didn't expect it. Um what was your pre-worry? I don't know. I don't know. Like sometimes remember I was telling you earlier when I think you asked about Shador. Sometimes you just kind of have to ignore what you're seeing with your eyes because it's ridiculous. Like I have no idea. I have no idea what he was wearing. That was bad. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, Alicia Keys looked fire. Alicia Keys, like, I don't care about her notes. I don't care about any of that. You wanna know why? Because I can't do anything that woman was doing up there on stage. But in that red outfit, that red outfit was sexy as hell. And she looked amazing. So kudos to you, Alicia Keys. Kudos to you. Everyone's like, oh, did you hear her notes? Did you hear her? I'm like, I don't care about them notes. Let me can you hit them notes? No? Okay. Imagine how nervous you have to be. He posted they were Louis, like they was going to change. That's what I'm saying. Like people wear these extravagant things and they're like, oh, it's Gucci. And you're like, oh, so you spent a lot of money on that. Okay. Ew. Like, I don't care. Just because you spent more money on something doesn't mean that it's better. It's still ugly. Like, okay. Oh, you spent $15,000 on those shoes. Okay. Yeah, it's weird. It's like, great. So I could have paid a bill and you bought those shoes. All right. Whatever. Were they comfy? I mean, I don't know. And then, like, what does he do with them now? Is he going to frame them? I mean, I don't know. So I just think that sometimes people just take it over the top, and it's like, okay, whatever. I guess it was. I mean, it was the Super Bowl. There was a lot of people watching and all that stuff. But like, it's just like, come on, hero. Do you really like, yeah, no. It's just no. It's just a no for me. I mean, if somebody else loved it and somebody else really enjoyed it, good for them. It's just a no for me. No, I'm okay with that. What do we think about Justin Fields going to Pittsburgh? Oh, I'm just kidding. I can't get past it. And you know what's funny is I want it to happen so bad that it's not going to happen. That's what I'm going to start telling myself. I'm going to get myself prepared for him not going or him not coming to the Steelers. Is he really? No, I'm hoping. This is me speaking it into existence. They said the Steelers are the what's the betting odd thing? The Steelers are what's the word I'm looking for? The Steelers. What is the word I'm looking for? What is the betting thing? Not everything falling. What is the Hey Jen J, how are you, love? What is the odds? The odds. Yes, favored. They're saying that he's favored or the odds something. Pittsburgh #1. I don't know however you say it. He's favored to go to Pittsburgh, I think is how you would say it. I don't know. I clearly am not betting on anything, so I don't know. But yeah, that would be amazing if he would come to the Steelers. But until it happens, I'm just going to pray about it. How many of us have them chair dancing at the office? His office in Oklahoma. Oh, sorry. If anybody watching this from Oklahoma, they're going to be like, oh God, she doesn't like that state. And that's not necessarily true. The state is fine. It's the people that I'm worried about. I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding. I'm kidding. It's a joke. I feel like some people can't joke anymore. 3 new people just joined. I wonder who they were. Like when you join people's lives, like you gotta say hi so we know who we're talking to. Actually, there's probably people in here that like don't want me to know that they're in here and they don't want me to know that they're being supportive of me. They're like, I'm not going to tell her I'm in here. What is she doing? But that's okay. Sorry. Now every time I see your name, I'm going to think about it. But I'll stop. I'll leave you alone. Wipe your face. Right. Say hey. Like I want to know who's here. I might have a question for you. You know what I mean? So exactly. Like why are you creeping? Like this is a friendly space. I'm not gonna call you out unless you live in Oklahoma and support the Sooners. Well, okay, let me rephrase that. Jen J. You can do that on other channels. Who cares about them? This is about mine. This is about my channel. When you're here, say hey. When you stop in, when you peep in, when you have a minute, just be like, hey, what's up? What's going on? Just want to let you know I'm here supporting you. You know what I mean? Like, who is it? Who's here? What you got going on? Talk to me. Tell me something. Tell me something I might want to hear. I was on, so I watch like a lot of like UT football stuff, and they were in like this huge like heated discussion. Was it yesterday morning? I think it was yesterday morning. And I joined in the middle, and I didn't know what anybody was happening. It just kind of was getting a little chaotic. And I remember being like, I'm not saying hi in this chat. Like I'm leaving this because this is chaotic. So I get it. Like sometimes I pop in too. Sometimes I'll pop in somewhere and I'll give it like a minute or two. And if I'm not feeling it, I'll pop out. But if I'm feeling it, I'll be like, hey. So I kind of feel the same way. I totally understand what you're saying. Creeping on the down low, you know the lyrics. Does anything beat 90s R&B? Like anything? Like I was having this debate with one of my friends. I'm like can anything beat 90s R&B? Anything. I mean, like just hits. And you know what's funny about 90s R&B is whatever song you play, almost wherever you play it, somebody's going to know it. It's like let me play an SWV song right now and everyone's gonna be like, oh, I remember this song. Like nothing beats 90s R&B. And if you didn't get to experience 90s R&B, I am sorry that you missed it because it was a time. It was a time to be alive. I don't know if anything beats 90s R&B. No, like, and again, like somebody older might say like 60s, 70s, and they might be right because I wasn't, alive when Michael Jackson was like making all of his hits and Prince and, insert whoever, which is fine. But I mean, 90s R&B, it just has a special place in my heart. Just like right here, just in my heart. So dating tip no, I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding. I love when you can start a lyric and everybody, facts. I agree. Or like when a certain slogan is just a song. Like, I don't know. Like sometimes when I'm like with some of my friends, I'm like, oh, sitting on the passenger side of my best friend's ride. And they already like, they just complete it. So it's like, there's certain moments where you're just like, oh, that was a time. Do you remember when that song came And I had a cassette player. So when the song came out, of course, I'm like hitting play and then rewinding it and trying to find the exact time that it was out so I could like write down the lyrics so that I could learn the words. And then I'd hit play and then let the song run and then write down the lyrics. And then, did anybody else write down lyrics? Please tell me somebody else that's in here wrote down lyrics. Most of what I posted just song like. Please tell me somebody else in this chat wrote lyrics, wrote 90s R&B lyrics. Because if you didn't, I have a problem. Okay. I'm like, nobody wrote lyrics. Nobody rewinded on their cassette tape to get the lyrics. Nobody. I mean, that was like new song, like Boys to Men. Yes, like Boys to Men could tell me, like, in my opinion, back in the day, Boys to Men could do no wrong. No wrong. Like, Boys to Men was like the pinnacle for me. Every Boys to, even now, if somebody played Boys to Men, I'd be like, this is my song. Like, I don't know. I felt like they made music for, like, okay, here's the thing. I knew nothing about what they were singing about. I knew nothing about it. I didn't know. Whatever. But every song, like Bended Knee, you couldn't tell me anything. Like, you couldn't tell me anything. Like, the Please Give Me a Reason. Listen, okay? Boys to Men, Bended Knee. You couldn't tell me anything. I don't care. I don't care what anybody says. That was my jam. That was my jam. That was my moment. I'm too young to be writing down lyrics. You know what? That's fair. That's fair. You don't have to do that anymore. I don't write down lyrics anymore either. I just needed to make sure that at least one person in this chat had that experience though, so that I didn't sound crazy. Because it sounds weird. You're like, write down lyrics. Like, why would you write down lyrics? That's wild. I could just go look on the internet. Spoiler, we didn't have the internet. We didn't have that. We didn't have that. We didn't even know. Yeah, that wasn't a thing. It wasn't a thing. And then like AOL popped up, I think was the first. Was it AOL? I don't know. And I feel like you could like actually like hear it dialing up to connect to the internet. So, yeah. I love the I'm too young to be writing down lyrics. I kind of respect that. I like it. Wait, for a girl in junior high. What was that for? You remind me of my Jeep. Okay, listen. We're going to leave R. Kelly where he is at this current time. And we're just going to let that be what it's going to be. Yeah, that's what I have to say about that. I burned CDs. I remember finding notebooks with the lyrics. Wow. I would get in trouble for writing in the lyric books. Yeah, no, it was serious. It was serious. Like writing down those lyrics. It's so funny because to this day, I will say like sometimes like an old school will come on and obviously now I know what the songs are about. But before I was like just singing them and they were like my favorites. Now I'm like, how could you let me sing this song? Like you knew what they were talking about and you allowed me to sing this song knowing what they were talking about. Breaking the cassette tapes, or like when the string came out of the cassette tape and so you had to like put it in there and slowly the wheel of the tape. Did anybody do that where you had to, where they had like the cassette tape and then the little strings would come out. And so you had to go down and you had to slowly like make sure the string was aligned with the thing. Oh my gosh. That is hilarious. Oh my gosh. Breaking the cassette tape. I miss burning CDs. Yeah, burning CDs was a time. It's funny. So it's so funny to think because I vaguely remember my parents having record player, like I vaguely remember like I just remember them like putting them on the record player and doing stuff, but I wasn't that was before my time. But it's funny now to think I went from like a cassette tape, that was the bomb, to CDs, to burning CDs, to like making your own mixtape, to burning music, right? Where you just like got the music and created your own CD. Um, to then Apple comes and like and we're like listening to Walkmans. Then Apple comes and now we have this like thing where we can hear all of these. It's just like interesting to see um how time you use an ink pen. Yes, like you had to like get it perfectly and like line it up. What a time. What a time. Yes. I made $5 a CD. I was balling in high school. I know that's right. Wasn't it LimeWire or something like that? LimeWire, Napster. Napster was what we used. We used Napster and then um LimeWire. It's funny, I remember we used to have like you like create your CD, like you'd create your song list. So I remember like one time I had like I wanted like all the Mariah Careys. Like and so I would like have to write out my list, and then I would like for the slumber party I would take my list and I would go to my friend's house and I'd be like, "Okay, this is my CD." And so she would like burn the CD, and then did y'all ever have like the decorative label for the CD that you could like put on top of it? And so then we'd like decorate our like CD thing, our visual, and then I bet I still have some of those. That's wild. That's actually a good time. I bet I still have some of those CDs that I burned. I didn't burn them. I could afford that, but some of my friends could. So I was like, we're gonna go burn CDs. So that's what we did for fun. So we burned CDs, we wrote down song lyrics, we played outside, we played video games, Nintendo. So it's like, it's just a different time. Flipping through CD books as you, yes, exactly. That was it. Like that was it. And gas was like, remember when gas was like 88 cents a gallon? I mean, it was like that was the life. You just got in the car, drove around. Somebody gave you, if everybody gave you $3 of gas money, you had a full tank. I mean, it was like, what happened to those days? I did that all. I was hustling the hell out of those summer blends. Yes, yes. That's funny. It's so funny that we were all born in like different areas, but we all did the same things. That's one of the things I like about social media. There's a lot of things I don't like about social media, but one of the things I love about social media is I always now I'll tell my parents, I'm like, thanks to social media, I now know that you weren't bad parents. Because social media has moments where like they like you find stuff and you're like, wait, we did that at my house. Like, oh my God, like we weren't the only ones blowing air in the Nintendo games would fix your issues. Blowing the air in the Nintendo games was everything. Everything. Got a bag of chips and juice and now lingers. Facts. Facts. Everything was just cheaper. I mean, the other day I went to the store and I was craving a Mr. Goodbar and I was like, I just want a Mr. Goodbar. I don't like chocolate. Like, that's not my thing. I'll eat chocolate, don't get me wrong, but it's not really my thing. I was craving a Mr. Goodbar and I went and like a regular Mr. Goodbar was like $3. I'm like, $3? My dad used to get 4 for $1. So yeah, it's just like times have changed. Everything's just so expensive. It's like, yeah, like just like just think for a second here, okay? What we did for fun was so basic, but it was cheap. And there was like just no internet or no anything. And so it was just very simple. It was like just very it was very simple. Like we weren't as connected to other people outside of ourselves. Like with social media like this, we're connected around the world or whatever. But back in the day, it was like you were just connected with the people you went to school with and the people like in your neighborhood, and everything was like dirt cheap. I mean, all candy was like 4 for $1. And if it was on sale, it was 5 for $1. I mean, everything was so cheap. Gas was like 88 cents. When gas went to $1, like I remember all the adults were like so concerned. Now I know why. Everything was just dirt cheap. And so it was just like a different time. And it is hard to understand it. I have a 22-year-old sister. When I tell her certain things, she's like, wait, what? Y'all did what? I'm like, yeah. And she's like, that's stupid. I'm like, we had fun though. It's just different. Yeah, it's just different. Literally throw a ball. Yes. We used to play Rundown. Like we made up Rundown. And you want to know why we made up Rundown? Because we were playing a baseball game on the game system and we only had 2 remote controls, and I had more brothers and sisters and cousins than that. And so we played Rundown, and it was a game we invented where 2 people, like you would, it was like a baseball rundown. And so we played it. And so you'd like do tricks, you'd like turn your back, you do all kinds of things, and the person would try to run and like get to the other side, and you throw the ball. Like that was what we had to do though back in the day. Right. Like it was just different. It was just a different time. And it was like all the things that we have now, we just didn't have them. And so you had to just create, you literally just created things with your friend group, and you just made it up as you went along. And everybody was outside. You just went outside. Like you just go outside. You come home, you do your homework, or you do whatever you got to do. But you're doing whatever you got to do to get outside. You want to be outside because everybody's outside. So if you're on your rollerblades, if you are jump roping, playing hopscotch, riding bikes, throwing a basketball, throwing a football, you just go outside. Wearing our clothes backwards. Yeah. Yeah, that was wall blockers. That's what I'm saying. Like you just make things up. So it was just different. I mean, now my sister, she's like, I'm bored. I'm so bored. I'm like, I don't even think I was allowed to say I was bored. Like, what do you mean you're bored? Like, go do something. Go watch something. Go read. Yeah. So I have a 22-year-old sister. So trust me. So now when we get together, to do family things, like we'll try to just like do something similar, just like make up things. And she never can quite get on the board. Like she can't quite get on the same page as us because she thinks it's like so weird, but we're just used to it. We're the true to, yeah, seriously. Like we were outside. We were outside. Like the goal was to get outside. Yeah, we that was the goal. And it was like, can so and so come and play? Just, I don't know. It's so funny now that I think about it because it's so foreign and people are like, this is not fun. But we just did it. We just did it. We just made it work. I mean, it was that was what we did. And I think the other thing is too, is I don't know if anybody in the chat, yeah, libraries, no computers. I was I was just going to say that. So the other thing about, I don't know about you all, but like when I was growing up, so my parents, like once you went outside, you had to stay outside. And if you came inside, you couldn't go back outside. So once you were out, you were out. And once you were in, you were in. That was the rule. And so until the streetlights came on, that was the rule. And so I remember even if you got hurt, like, you would fall and scab up your knee or whatever, and you literally would like go to somebody's house, put water on it, just kind of fix it up, and then just play. Because there was no inside. It was like once you're out, you're out. That's it. Like, and as soon as those streetlights come on, it was time to go home. Like that was just it. And you just go outside. You just play. Generations before coming inside was punishment. Generations today going out. Facts. Isn't that sad? Facts. Because we were outside, and we were deep. We were deep. I read signs good though. Yeah. No, we were outside. And when I say outside, I mean we were outside. Like, and we didn't do, we were just being kids. We were just being kids. And it was like every day. Every day. Yeah. And the other thing too that makes it hard for like people to understand is we didn't have anything else. So like nowadays you have a phone, you have an iPad, hell, you have a TV that looks good, like we didn't have any of that. I relate to being out in the day. Kids got a whole setup, internet, cable, phone, stuff. I was like, right, like we didn't have any of that. So it was like you had to go outside. That's what Rawhide trying to remind me of, the outside with the cousins. Right. It's just chaos. You just go outside. And there's like different strokes for different folks. Um, that's actually an interesting that's interesting. And I agree. It is like that. You just go outside. Just go on. Go find something to do. That was the thing. Just go out there. Go find something to do. If you go out there, the kids will go out there. They'll be there. Just go outside. Um, the touching grass is funny. Y'all do know everything y'all saying about being outside still goes on, just not as much. Yeah. Well, and even like right now I'm looking outside. But the difference is even the toys are more advanced. So like I just saw a kid that was probably like 3 that was like on a little like remote car scooter. Like we didn't really have, like, I don't know about you guys, but like I didn't have those in my neighborhood. So it's just different. Facts. Or a family reunion and you get to see all your favorite cousins, good or bad. Family reunion is a good one too. That's a really good one. With no communication. Right. Yeah, and that's but you know what's interesting? It's such a hard concept for people to grasp that the only people you used to be able to talk to are the people that were in your class and the people that were in your neighborhood. And that's it. Like that's it. You like there it just was weird. And like my parents weren't going to let me even sit on like the house phone. So it was like you got to get outside. Like get your ass outside. True her. Yeah. We didn't know what time it was except for the street lights. Exactly. And as soon as the lights went, that's it. And it's like everybody had a different threshold, right? So like so where I lived, I remember there was a street light that was really pretty close, and that street light came on later than the others. And so our rule is if the street light in front of our house came on, you were inside too late. So it was like as soon as the street light started to come on, I had to come inside. I have no idea what time it was. It was street light o'clock because as soon as as soon as they started popping, we were like, oh, gotta go home. It's time to go home. It's so funny. It's so funny to think about how different life was than it is now. We're obviously older too, but even I love being like one of the reasons why I like living in a neighborhood is because I like the kids being outside. I like hearing their noises and falling and yelling and bouncing basketballs and shooting at the goal. Like I like that. It doesn't happen often, but when it does happen, it reminds me of being a child, so I like it. But we didn't know it. I feel like I can hear my dad being like, "Where are you? What are you doing? I know y'all see this light on. Don't make me come find you." I'm like, "Oh Jesus, here we go. It's happening. They found us." Oh my gosh. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Yeah, football, all the things. All the things. I think the only sport I don't really like remember playing was like a hockey. Um Mainly because like I remember we used to try to get like tree branches, but all the branches were like too weak to hit a soccer ball. And so we couldn't play hockey because that's how we were gonna play hockey, with a soccer ball and a tree limb stick. But we just couldn't. It just never worked. Sarah neighborhood wide receiver, right? I know that's right. Football made me a basketball player. I love that. It's just funny because it's like things you never even think of that you used to do. I like my brain. I know that's right. The Mighty Ducks, they did start all of that. But see, like, we didn't have, like, actual, because like, my parents weren't going to buy us, like, real hockey sticks, so we had to try to find really good tree branches, and so we tried to get tree branches and, like, rope them together and try to get a strong one and then hit the ball. It never worked out because they were too weak. And to come to think about it, that was a really dumb idea. They never would have worked. Those sticks were never going to be strong enough. Um, I think parenting changed with the music. Went from making love to we, we went from we went from 90s R&B to, like, I want to love you. I want to caress your body. I want to get down on bended knee. I love you so much. To oh my gosh. Yes. Yes. We didn't have hockey sticks, but the neighborhood only child has them. Exactly. Exactly. But the problem with that kid is they only had like one or two. So everybody else had to create your own. I I remember one time we tried to we tried to get empty Coke bottles, like a 2 liter or 3 liter like soda bottle or whatever, and we tried to take that we tried to take the we tried to take the soda bottle and use it as like a hockey stick because because I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And so we were like we were outside trying to hit the bottle. That is so funny that I remember that. Oh my gosh. We had like 10 hockey sticks and we would play. Oh, that's so fun. Yeah. See, and with that kid, you're like, it's okay. It's okay. Hey, let little Billy score. Hey, just let little Billy score. It's okay. Just let Billy score. Like, no, we don't want him to go home. Just let him go home. That's so funny. Oh my God, that's hilarious. Oh man, I need to get off of here so I can go. I need to work out. I need to sneeze. It's not gonna come. I can feel it. Um, anything, anything. I was going to say anyways. Um, that is so funny. That is so funny. I used to be friends, so after college, I used to be friends with the neighborhood only child. And the neighborhood only child is still kind of, I don't want to, like, this might sound rude, but the neighborhood only child was still kind of very much only child even as he got older, and I was just kind of like, oh, hmm. But every neighborhood had the only child. The only child had everything. That's so funny. Anyways, well, it was nice chatting. I thought somebody would come and say like they hated my CU prediction, but well, maybe people hate it, but they didn't want to tell me they hated it. I don't know how I feel about that. I kind of feel away. Like, if you don't like it, tell me you don't like it. You know what I mean? But I guess everyone's going to act like they like it and act like they agree. Um, yeah, great chat. Yep. No, yeah. Yeah. I meant to use my words wisely, but how many years before everyone forgets Michael Jackson is dark skinned? Ooh, what a question. You know what? I don't think anybody will ever forget that Michael Jackson was dark skinned because he made so many hits when he was dark skinned. I mean, like he has records with his afro. Like, I don't know if anybody. I don't know. I mean, the only way you could forget that Michael Jackson was dark skinned is because even in wasn't he dark skinned in Thriller? I, was he dark skinned in Thriller? I think he was dark skinned in Thriller. And then like he sang the national anthem as a child, he was dark skinned. So I don't know. I think it's going to be hard. Yeah, if he was dark skinned in Thriller, I mean, because that record, I mean, I think that record, who is nobody? Where do you live? I hear Michael Jackson everywhere I go. My braids are so tight all of a sudden. Where do you live? Well, you don't have to tell me where you live. But like where, like what area? Like are you north, south, east, west? Because like I was just in a store. Yikes! I haven't left my house this week. I need to leave the house. Mo, is that Montana? Like wait, where's Mo? Mo, Midwest. Oh, okay. Um, I haven't left the house this week. I should probably leave the house tomorrow. Side note. I was at a grocery store last week and they were playing Ben. And I was like, I haven't heard this song in years. But so they were playing that and then I mean maybe it depends on where you live. I don't know if Michael that was crazy. Um my whole phone was like, your battery is dying. I don't know if Michael Jackson will ever I don't know. And it's hard. Maybe you should ask a white person. I just like I feel like at least in black culture, I could be wrong, that we like Michael Jackson is like a part of us. Like he just is. And so we naturally hear like more of his music and stuff like that. So I don't know, but he might. Hell, some people nowadays might not even realize that he was dark. That's a funny question. I like that question. I like questions like that are like random things that you would never think about. But um whoops. Okay. So I am getting clicky. Um am I here? Can somebody just let me know if you can still see me? I think you can still see me. Yeah. Anyways, it's like Beyonce. She looking more and more. Ooh. Really? You think? Interesting. Okay, cool. That's an interesting, what's interesting is I think, so one thing I've noticed, and it's like that with me too. I think when women have lighter hair color, they naturally look lighter. And I think right now, because Beyonce, like everything you're starting to see right now of her is like for her new album and her new thing. And she has blonde hair. And the blonde hair, it does make her look lighter, but I don't think she looks more white. I don't think she looks like a white girl at all. But maybe it's because I know that she's not, so it's hard for me. I also think that like if Beyonce shows up in like dark hair tomorrow, she's naturally going to look darker in complexion because that's what hair color does to you. It lightens and brightens you up. That's like women, do their eyebrows like a black eyebrows or brown eyebrows or whatever. Like it changes the way your skin tone looks. Um, but I don't think Beyonce looks white. I just think her hair and what she's doing right now. Um, and the thing I also think, I don't know this for a fact, but I feel like sometimes artists like they try so hard to like do something that makes them look drastically different. And sometimes it's like, oh, okay. Um, but who knows? Let's see what she looks like in a couple of years. Hell, you might be white. Or you might be white. You might be white. I kill myself laughing. You might be right. Like, I don't know. I haven't paid that much attention to it, but I do know that her blonder hair does make her look does make just I always forget it's on a delay. I'm over here cracking myself up and no one knows why I'm laughing. But oh gosh, that's hilarious. Anyways, well, thanks for joining. I don't know if I will do this again. I might. It's fun to just like come on and like chit chat and talk. I don't know what I'll do. We'll figure it out. But it was cool being here in a different space, in a different whatever. Next week, this hair is coming out. So I probably will have my natural hair, which is always fun because I just throw it up in a bun and do nothing with it. But yeah. I'll talk to you all later. So, and also thank you for watching my videos. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for engaging in the comments. I love whenever I put out a video and somebody has something to say. Well, obviously if it's about the topic, when people say things about my hair and how I look, I don't care about that. But I do love when people have comments about my videos and stuff like that. And if you think I look cute, I don't mind that. That's fine. But all the other comments, I'm like, come on. But I just appreciate you guys, or I appreciate you all showing up and commenting and engaging with me and being amazing. So I just know that I appreciate you. Oh, who's that person? I've never seen that person before. But anyways, thank you so much. And if I go live again, I will use one of my cute pictures that I have in my storage because I have so many cute pictures, and I will plan it again so that I don't just like pop up live, because a lot of people were like, I didn't even know you were going live. I'm like, I didn't either. So if I do plan to do it again, I will definitely plan it so that you can know that it's happening. But anyways, thanks for being here, and I will see you later.